Hey guys, so we are continuing on with our analysis of the rhetorical situation, but we're going to do something a little bit differently in this lesson. We're looking at a visual. And so what I have in front of you is a self-portrait. It is by Frida Kahlo, and it is titled Self-Portrait on the Borderline Between Mexico and the United States. It was painted in 1932. Frida Kahlo was born in 1907, and she died in 1954. So, understanding the rhetorical situation with written text is important, but it's just as important for us to fully grasp the message and all of the underlying meanings of the visual things that we look at too. So this painting is a commentary on two societies, and I'm just going to kind of go through this arts and culture, Google Arts and Culture information that they put in, and they are kind of going to zoom in on different parts of the self-portrait. So there's the whole thing without any ugly caption right in front of it. So what I want you guys to do is I want you to just type a few things that you notice and why you think they might be important or what you think they might be trying to say. Frida Kahlo's intellectual and artistic interests hinged on examining her personal experiences and asserting her own identity. She wanted to return to Mexico where her sense of self was rooted. So she actually painted this while she was traveling with her husband Diego Rivera in the United States. So that gives you a little bit of exigence, maybe? In this painting, she depicts herself on the border between the two worlds. And if you guys aren't familiar with Frida Kahlo, she painted a lot of self-portraits, and she painted her eyebrows like this specifically. And you can kind of do some research on her and her interesting perspective on herself and why she painted self-portraits and why she painted them the way they did. She's a really fascinating artist. So on the right, she's kind of on the border, and on the right-hand side, we see the United States, and it is industrialized. And that's represented by the Ford River Rouge plant, by the skyscrapers, and modern inventions that we see on the right-hand side. So we're going to go through some more of them. So I don't know if anybody noticed this. I can't wait to go back and see what you put in that you noticed. But these metal ducks right here actually kind of resemble people that are marching. And then instead of plants down here at the dirt, the machinery replaces the plant life, and the wires are actually going down into the earth, almost as if they are the the machine's roots. And then those wires even continue on, and when we back up, we can see. Let's back all the way up, sorry. We can see that those wires actually kind of join with the roots of the plants. And there we go. You can kind of see that down here. So the next thing we're noticing is that on the left-hand side, ancient Mexico is represented. So this is not the Mexico of 1932 when she painted it. This is ancient Mexico, which might be noteworthy when we think about purpose and message. We have sculptures and fertility figures that represent Mexico's ancient cultures and artistic traditions. So we have this Jalisco figure, and then we have a Colima figure, and a Totonaca stone skull. So those are from left to right. We have healthy plants. and root systems. So Kahlo stands defiantly between the two countries, perhaps asserting herself as a product of both the modern world and her ancient heritage. And there are probably quite a few things that you notice that we didn't talk about. There's a lot kind of going on with the top of the left-hand side with the sun and the moon and the lightning bolts, and then on the right we have the American flag that's kind of obscured by the smoke that's coming out of this machinery. We have this rock pile that looks like it's got something more intricate going on in there. We have the flag that she's holding. We have the cigarette in her hand. We have the necklace. So there's kind of a lot that we didn't talk about. So I can't wait to see what you guys wrote about. But I want you to think about the contrast that Kahlo is drawing between Mexico and the United States. And I want you to come up with a purpose statement. So remember, if you remember from our notes, the purpose statement is going to start with an infinitive. So it's going to start with something like to inform, to persuade, to inspire, or to convince. So I want you to come up with a purpose statement for this painting.